All right, welcome back. So,
Okay, I just found out the meaning of ABC.
yeah, it is,
Abstract basic class.
yes.
So
We
that's why
we
you need
call
to
it
import.
extended,
Mm-hmm.
by default extended class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and we have to import from ABC abstract method and ABC. Okay. So this is by default, and we are importing it from ABC module, ABC library. Okay. So these are inside the Python by default. Now, what is abstract class? Abstract class are those classes that doesn't have body. We have to implement it in the subclass. It meaning we cannot create object to abstract class. So you cannot create object from human class. If you want to do it, you have to create another subclass or child class, and you have to extend it, meaning you have to inherit it. We are inheriting from human, though it doesn't have any properties. It doesn't have any normal method, but it does have abstract method. The method also itself abstract, meaning it doesn't have body. We are giving the body, or we are implementing it after creating another class, and inside this class we are taking the same method. You see, same name, display, and this is also display, and we are implementing here. Now, to make the implementation, to complete the implementation, we have to create an object if we want to execute it, if we want to access it. So we cannot create object from abstract class human. We have to create object of the child class. Okay. Now, do you
Can I
remember
ask
I
can I
said
ask you something?
yes?
So what I understood, the abstract class is always a superclass, correct?
Correct. Always.
Always superclass. And then so now if we do not write at the rate abstract method, how do you know it's an abstract method?
Still, it is abstract because if you don't have this one, still
Right.
it
How
is
did
abstract because
right,
it doesn't have anything here. None means nothing. None also keyword.
right.
You can also
Pass
use
on
another keyword
pass.
that is
Pass.
pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So by looking at the keyword pass or none, you would know that this is an abstract method, correct?
No, 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 not always.
Not always.
Yeah. When you say pass,
Or
you
none.
can actually uh, declare or define the variables later on too. We have seen earlier. এর আগে কিন্তু আমরা দেখছি যে আমরা কোনো কিছু ডিক্লেয়ার না করে পাস করে যাইতে পারি।
Right. That's
কিন্তু
why I was confused with
yeah,
that also.
but usually in abstract method, instead of pass, we use none.
Okay.
Okay. When we say none, we can assume this is abstract method.
Method.
But in Python, we always use decorators.
Decorators.
আমরা
Okay.
পরবর্তীতে গিয়ে দেখবো যে অনেক decorators আমরা পাবো।
Okay, understood. So now, as this class, this superclass does not have any properties, So the subclass teacher, what it would inherit, there's nothing to inherit from the human class, no?
We are inheriting the by
That's the
default, by
ABC thing.
default ABC,
Okay. So and it has no
ABC.
properties and
Yeah,
nothing else.
by default abstract class ABC, we are inheriting it.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood now.
Now, did you notice the theory that I said? Methods, abstract methods. Okay. So you can have implement multiple ways, meaning you can take another method also, like dev, or you can take another child class, like class teacher. Now it is student, say for example, student, and you are inheriting it from again human. Okay, then you can implement here once again display def display implementation. Okay, and to access it or to execute it, what do we have to do?
You have to create the object again
We have create object again. From which class we will create object?
because you have created a subclass of
Yes.
human, so it should be from human, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be from student. Student.
From student, right?
Yeah. Student. Okay. Now we can access it as one dot, you see, display only one method, but
Mhm.
it will print different. It will print this one because the object is created from student. Now you see, there are two different implementation. Is it clear?
So what you try to say in this case, that I understand, you have created two subclass and you have implemented two different information and it worked.
We
So what's the
implemented
logic?
two different abstract
Ob-
method.
right. And what's the logic behind it? So why
Behind
did you do
it,
why did you do
behind
that?
it,
Yeah.
behind it, there is nothing here. So people cannot manipulate it. People cannot access it. People cannot see what inside because there is nothing. So they cannot manipulate it. Okay. And we are actually implementing in different classes. Now, remember, for example, for better understanding, I'm writing these classes in the same page, but these classes will be written in different, you know, different meaning. You will not see it. Actually, it will in different class. So actually, people cannot do anything with this. Do you understand it?
So is it like in essence, you are talking about uh, data hiding, encapsulation?
It is, yeah, in one sense, we are also doing it to secure the data, but it is not data hiding.
Or right, securing the data that
Okay,
we gone again.
just type here, what is the purpose of abstractions?
I mean, I had searched here. There are few things they are describing. Their data reusability, data hiding,
Yeah,
and there are other
and
concept.
object oriented. At the very beginning, I told the purpose of object oriented programming is reusability, to
Right,
save the time,
right.
you know, to save the cost, to minimize the writing same code again and again. So reusability is not only for abstraction, it is also for whole four object-oriented programming concepts. Okay.
Mhm.
So abstraction is a fundamental concept in Python programming that allows us simplify complex concepts and focus on essential details. It involves hiding unnecessary details and exposing only the relevant information. So it is at the same time um, serving the purpose of data encapsulation.
Okay, so how do you explain that using your own examples that you have it on the screen then? Like how do you explain this, you know, right, how do you explain this thing that, is hiding the data and then
Yeah, I showed you. I just showed you. You see, it's
mhm.
actually the user only seeing this. Actually, the other part will be in another class. আমি যেটা বুঝাতে চাচ্ছি,
Okay,
প্রত্যেকটা ক্লাসের জন্য তো একটা করে আপনার এরকম ফাইল থাকবে, তাই না?
right, right.
সো আপনার ওই দুইটা পার্টটা আরো দুইটা ফাইলের ভেতরে থাকবে, কিন্তু মানুষ দেখবে হলো শুধু এইটুকু এইটুকু দেখে তো সে বুঝতে পারবে না এর ভেতরে কি আছে।
Okay. হ্যাঁ, এবার
আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড?
বুঝতে পারছি। হ্যাঁ,
আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড?
হ্যাঁ।
সেটাই বলতেছিলাম, আমরা যখন আরেকটু অ্যাডভান্স লেভেলে যাব, আমরা তখন ওইটা আলাদা আলাদা করে পুরো চিত্রটা দেখব। বাট বিফোর ডুইং ইট উই হ্যাভ টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দ্য কনসেপ্ট।
Mhm.
নাও জাস্ট লুকিং এট দিস কোড, the users will not understand what is inside of this class and inside this method, because we are implementing it in another file. But for better understanding, I'm keeping in the same file right now. Understand?
Right.
But actually, these are in different files. Again, it can be in the same file too. Okay. Now, what you have to understand, the concept again. Encapsulation is also kind of data encapsulation, but the concept is little different, very different in one sense, because abstract classes are classes that contain more abstract methods, one or more. It can be one, you see, it can be one or it can be more, but the name of the method will be the same. You see, if you write another class, the method will be same, but implementing differently, not printing the same sentences. Okay, there can be maybe printing 10 different sentences, maybe 100. Okay, now abstract method is method that is declared but contain no implementation. You see, it doesn't have implementation. If you want to implement it, you have to create another child class, okay? Then create object to the child class, and only then you can access this method using the reference variable again. Now you want to implement one more, then you have to create another class, subclass actually, okay? You want to implement one more, then you have to create another class,
So
okay?
by creating many classes, you are serving the purpose of reusability
Yes.
because you're using the same
Yeah, we are
human
using the
class,
same method.
same method which is display.
Yeah.
Okay,
Understand?
right.
Okay, what's wrong? Why it's showing now red mark? Okay, I got it.
There is space. Oh,
It is called indentation, okay?
right.
Indentation is very
Again, it's
important.
very important for
Yeah,
Python.
you have to go outside the class to create object.
So
It is
it's
done.
always like that. You have to go outside of the class.
Yes. To create object, you have to go outside of the class. This is also a silly question in the interview.
Yeah.
Can we create object inside the class? Answer is no. We have to
What,
always go out of the scope of the class.
so what would happen if you do create? You're not going to be able to implement it.
Yeah, we cannot,
Okay.
because to create object, you have to go out of the scope of the class.
So in this case, the class student, like right now, the scope of the class student is like first, second, third lines, correct?
Yeah, the
Up to
scope
the,
is like
this is the
this
scope.
scope
Starting
is
from
up
there,
to
yeah,
18 and 19, you see?
right, in 19, right.
Yeah. And
Okay. So
20
you
is
are
out of the scope.
out of the scope. Okay.
Yeah.
But is it inside the same class or no? But
No, no, out of the class.
so once you are
To,
out
to
of the
be
scope,
to
out of the
be
class,
to be in the scope of the class, you have to go to you have to indent, right?
right,
Yeah. Now it is inside the class,
inside
but
the
it is
class,
outside the class. Okay.
it needs to be
22
outside the
is
class.
out of the class, but
Right.
21 is inside the class.
So the 21 is not gonna print anything if you do run it.
I
Only
Yeah,
student.
it's supposed to show error,
Right.
but
Okay.
it is not showing error because it's not showing error, but we can check. You see, code one
Yeah.
meaning there is one mistake,
Mm-hmm.
indentation error. An indent does not match any outer indentation level.
Okay. So they're talking about the T1.
Yes,
Okay.
now it will
Uh,
work.
these are the small things that bothers me, and then I get like frustrated with all these things. Why one is here, why not there, and all these
Yeah,
things.
this is again small thing. We think, oh, I practice one time, I understand it, I get it. But until you practice 3 to 5 times,
Hmm. Yeah.
you cannot
See,
master on it.
right. See, look at the first line, the 17. It started one like in the beginning of the line. 18 is started maybe like 5 or 6 spaces away, and then the print probably like 7 or 8 spaces away,
Yeah, actually,
indented,
you can go like this,
like
and you
only
can,
4 spaces.
yeah, you can come here.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I guess the IDE, by default, it prints that way, correct?
Yeah, actually, there are some other, I think even this IDE, you can preset up
Mm-hmm.
and it will indent it automatically.
Automatically.
Yeah, indentation can be automatically, but you have to set it up. Okay.
Right. But in
Different.
your case, you did it manually, correct?
Yeah, actually you can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
But during practice, we don't recommend auto indentation,
Right, right,
because then you will not learn it.
right. Okay. So the now reusability, I understand, of the uh abstraction, and I understood like kind of securing or hiding the data.
Mhm.
And
This is
there's
one of the purpose.
right, and the other one is the modularity they are saying here.
Yes.
Abstraction promotes
Reusability.
modularity. Right.
Okay. So just try to practice inheritance, encapsulation, and abstraction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the next class, we are going to talk about polymorphism.
Okay.
Once we understand these four concepts, we will dive into encapsulation a little more.
Okay.
Then there are some more topic
Mm-hmm.
we have to know well before we go to cybersecurity. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
it's worth if we uh, spend for Python even 4 6 months, because Python is huge. We cannot complete in 6 months if you really want to learn. Now remember, if you are expert in Python, even if you don't know much about cybersecurity, you will be get hired.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you understand a language, you can actually go to any field. You can go to cybersecurity, you can go to data science, you can go to automation. Okay. But first, you have to understand well the whole concept. Okay.
Okay.
Once you understand a language well, it's really quick to understand cybersecurity. It's really quick to understand automation. It's really very quick to understand data science. So
Okay.
companies actually looking people who understand the concept well. Once you understand it, after you getting hired, they will give you a um they call it KT,
Mm.
KT. KD is knowledge transfer. Exactly, they will give you some videos that they follow in their
Organization,
company.
company.
How do they work? You understand it?
Mm-hmm.
So within a month, you can learn what they are doing in the company. They will give you 1 month, 2 months to understand their way of working. How do they work? This is called knowledge transfer. Okay.
Right.
But if you don't know programming well, you will not understand the KT. আপনি তখন 6 মাস দিলেও আপনি ওটা বুঝতে পারবেন না।
Right.
আপনি যদি ভালো একটা প্রোগ্রামিং ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ বুঝেন, আপনি 1 মাসের মধ্যে সব শিখে ফেলতে পারবেন।
That's right.
That is why during the interview, they ask you question 20 to 30 minutes on programming language. And they will ask you 10 to 15 minutes on automation or on cybersecurity or on data science. আপনি যেটাতে যান।
Mm-hmm.
ওকে। ইন্টারভিউতে আধা ঘন্টাই হলো আপনাকে এই যে এইগুলোর মধ্যে থাকবে।
বুঝতে পারছি, হ্যাঁ।
Yeah, if you can explain them with example, you are well set. আপনি ওই আধা ঘন্টার মধ্যে ভালো বলতে পারলেন না, তাহলে আপনাকে হয়তো বা শেষের সাইবার সিকিউরিটি যে মূল কোশ্চেনগুলো, ওগুলো করবেই না আর। সো ওই
আচ্ছা।
মূল কোশ্চেনে যাওয়ার আগে যার জন্য আপনাকে হায়ার করবে, ওখানে যাওয়ার আগে আগে আপনাকে এই প্রোগ্রামিং ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজে আপনাকে মানে দক্ষতা দেখাতে হচ্ছে। পরের 10-15 মিনিট খারাপ করলেও এইখানে ভালো করলে আপনাকে হায়ার করবে। তারা তখন এরকম করে মনে করে যে তাকে নলেজ ট্রান্সফারটা দিলে সে এটা শিখে ফেলতে পারবে 1 মাসের মধ্যে। বুঝতে পারছেন?
হুম, আচ্ছা।
আর যদি এইখানে যদি আপনি কনসেপ্টগুলো বলতে না পারেন, এক্সাম্পল দিতে না পারেন, তাহলে ওরা ধরে নেবে ওকে হায়ার করে আমাদের কোনো লাভ নাই, সে তো প্রোগ্রামিং ফান্ডামেন্টালস জানে না। তো পরেরটাতে আপনি খুব ভালো করলেও আপনাকে নিবে না, কারণ প্রোগ্রামিংটা শেখাইতে 6 মাস সময় লাগে মিনিমাম।
আচ্ছা।
পরেরটা
এটা
শেখাইতে 1 মাস শিখাইয়া আপনাকে সে কাজ কাজ করাইতে পারবে।
বুঝতে
কিন্তু
পারছি।
প্রোগ্রামিংটা না জানলে ওটা আপনি 6 মাস সময় দিলেও আপনি ওটা করতে পারবেন না।
তখন কোনটা মেনটেন করবেন আপনি? কি কেটি মেনটেন করবেন, না প্রোগ্রামিং নিজের লার্নিং প্রোগ্রামিং লার্নিংটা মেনটেন করবেন?
না,
ইউ ওন্ট বি এবল
কেটিটা
টু
আপনি
ডু।
বুঝতে পারবেন না যদি আপনি
হ্যাঁ,
প্রোগ্রামিংটা না জানেন। বিষয় হলো
দ্যাটস
এই,
দ্যাটস
বুঝছেন?
রাইট।
দ্যাটস দ্য মানে উই মেক মিস্টেক হিয়ার। আমরা জোর দেই কোথায়? অটোমেশনে। বাট আপনাকে জোর দিতে হবে হলো কোথায়? প্রোগ্রামিং এ ফার্স্ট। দেন প্রোগ্রামিংটা জানলে অটোমেশনটা আপনি অটোমেটিক্যালি মানে দেখে দেখেও শিখতে পারবেন।
আচ্ছা।
বাট ইফ ইউ ডোন্ট আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দ্য প্রোগ্রামিং কনসেপ্টস, আপনি ওটা দেখে দেখে শিখতে পারবেন না।
সেটাই, আপনার যদি আপনি চ্যাট জিপিটি ইউজ করেন, আপনাকে একটা প্রোগ্রাম দিল,
হুম।
আপনি যদি না জানা থাকে, ইউ আর নট গোনা ডু এনি গুড, তাই না?
আপনি যখন একটা প্রোগ্রামিং ভালো মতো যখন মানে ইন্টারমিডিয়েট লেভেল পর্যন্ত যখন ভালো মতো শিখেন, আপনি যখন ওদের কোশ্চেনগুলো ঠিক মতো বলতে পারেন উইথ এক্সাম্পলস, again I emphasize on example because everyone getting memorized 100 questions, top 50 questions in interview in Python programming পাওয়া যায় কিন্তু, and everyone is memorizing it, and just whatever they are asking they are answering. The problem is just they are memorizing and answering. When you can explain it by your own language with example, you are standing out. বুঝতে পারছেন কি?
Yeah.
আপনি বাকি 10 জনের থেকে আলাদা হচ্ছেন কারণ আপনি এক্সাম্পল দিয়ে বুঝাইতে পারছেন। বাকিরা শুধু থিওরি মুখস্থ বলে যাচ্ছে, ওরা কিন্তু বুঝতে পারে। বুঝতে
Right.
পারছেন?
That's uh,
So try to practice and try to explain in your own language.
yeah.
Again, always with example. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Inshallah, we'll see you soon.
Hima is silent. ঘুমাইতেছে মনে হয় হিমা না?
আমার রোজার পরে 8টা হলো অসুবিধা নাই, বা 8:30, whatever time is feasible for you,
Okay.
doesn't matter.
All right. So uh, I think next class we can do on Wednesday.
This next week, Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Okay.
Wednesday we will first session we will actually revising inheritance, encapsulation, then abstraction, and in
Mhm.
the second session we are going to discuss with polymorphism.
Okay, very good.
Okay,
Thank you.
very welcome. Have a nice evening.
All right. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.
Thank you.